I walked already from Basel, Switzerland to Jerusalem for the same cause. For me, there is no other priority than to keep this wonderful, unique planet inhabitable. And for that, we need a completely new energy system. 100% renewable energy combined with energy efficiency. And that I was working for. The most overwhelming experience was meeting so many wonderful, hospitable, helpful people along the road. Wherever I showed up, I was surprised how well I was received. You know, the guy in New Mexico who organizes a shelter for me that I can avoid a snowstorm in the next little town. The person who offers me a ride, then I say, you know, your offer gives me energy, warms my heart, but I have made a vow not to get into a vehicle until the Boston Common. But then they gave me food, water. They organized local newspaper people to have interviews. So it was a non-ending chain of beautiful encounters. And I must say, I cannot recall a real negative encounter with people during this whole 7.5 months. One of the highlights of my active time was also the crossing of the Atlantic in a solar boat from 2006 to 2007 with 4 friends. We wanted to have a boat that is autonomous, working with the sun, using not fossil fuels, and to show that we can cross the Atlantic exclusively with solar energy. And it was very impressive, besides to see the beauty of the ocean with all the animals and the sun and the moon and the stars, to see how well solar energy works combined with energy efficiency. So we crossed the Atlantic, 5 adult men, a 12-ton boat, all the instruments, 5 computers, 2 electromotors, with the energy that a hairdryer or an iron needs. And that was possible thanks to these 90% efficient motors. And that showed me that we come down from the huge energy waste level, then renewable will do it 100%. You know, if you have a arterial bleeding in medicine, for instance, there is one single thing that should be done, and that is stop the bleeding. It's malpractice if you go and examine other things that are not urgent, because you may lose a life. For me, climate change is a similar threatening situation at the global level. And if we don't succeed in stabilizing the life conditions and the climate, all other problems will become irrelevant. So it's like the arterial bleeding, it's a priority issue. And I was so thrilled when Al Gore came out with his plan, 100% renewables combined with energy efficiency within 10 years. And it needs all the resources, financially, intellectually, and also spiritually. Concentration of keeping this wonderful life web intact and this planet inhabitable. Facing the fact that we have to overcome coal, oil, gas and nuclear, and really put all the efforts into the new renewable energy that are always renewed by this wonderful fusion reactor of the sun that is safe in safe distance to Earth. We need also a completely different relationship to the other beings, to the other people, not seeing them as enemies, as strangers, but as brothers and sisters. To the animals who have exactly the same right to live on this planet as we do. To the trees and the vegetation who provide the air that we breathe. And so we will grow towards a philosophy of self-sufficiency and depending on the ever renewing resources that we have in our solar system, with the sun in all its form of energy, solar energy, wind energy, wave energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy. And then we learn that enough is enough. We don't have to have enormous wealth. We can live a high life quality in a simpler way. And I experienced that in my walks. To walk gives me so much joy in meeting people, in seeing beautiful landscapes, in becoming in very good shape, very healthy. And I realize what is good for me is also good for this planet. My whole walk is meditation. Every step I take contact with Mother Earth. I feel the beauty of the landscapes. I feel the enormous vastness of the sky. I realize that if we didn't have this sun, we would be here at a temperature of minus 400 degrees. We would have no grass, no water. We couldn't move. It would be a dark, black, cold, dead planet. And so meditation for me is being aware, being fully in the moment. And therefore these walks are so precious times in my life, because the days are full of surprises. I don't know what happens behind the next bend. I don't know whom I meet at that day. I don't know where I end up in the evening. And so it's kind of like a moving meditation that brings a lot of surprises and insights and also deep emotions. I believe a precondition to be healthy is to live the own dreams, to do these things that have something to do with ourselves, to have the courage to be original and not to live a life, a copied life. And so it's a long process of risking things, of letting go of things that are not congruent with the own life, and also to live a healthy life. I don't eat meat, I don't eat animals. For me that belongs to this mutual respect, and I like these foods most that are designed by nature to be food, like fruits. They are especially colorful and sweet to be eaten by animals and human beings, so the seeds can be transported somewhere else. And I like also to have the physical exercise, like a horse or a dog who is always happy when it can really move and lift the whole potential of the body. That's a part of it. To move, to walk, to live this beautiful potential we have in our body. We need a miracle to keep this wonderful planet inhabitable, and I believe in this miracle. I believe that it has something to do with the potential that is in us. We tap maybe 10% of our potential in thinking, in fantasies, in doing. I believe because of the enthusiasm I encounter, especially with young people sometimes. Enthusiasm is a word coming from Greek, and it means to be connected with the divine. And I believe in the humor of things. I had so many humorous encounters on my walk. Nature plays tricks with words. I fell in a cactus. It was such a painful but also funny experience. So I think the enthusiasm, the joy and the humor will help us to stay on this planet.